I told y'all. I told y'all. You can't go against the Golden Boy. You cannot do it. This shit is rigged and scripted football, baby. It is predictable. It looks like the back of my hand. If you listen to me, you made a lot of money. They tried to hit us with the okey doke. I told you they would. They knew guys like us would go against the money and pick against them, and it paid off for the people that didn't go for the bait. And all that's going to happen is all those Chiefs fans and all those people, even the Niners fans, they're all going to gamble anyhow with that money they won. So Vegas wins no matter what. All that money is just going to funnel right back to them. So gamblers, 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 gamblers. I think that's how it goes. So I have a few notes. The Chiefs in the beginning, well, this is the first half, I'll say. I'm not going to go in order of quarter or whatever, but I said for one of the notes, the Chiefs clearly were helping the Niners and not playing on brand purposely in the beginning. You could tell in the beginning because, like I like to say, in the 2-minute warning, the game always looks different in the NFL. It's like, oh, so now all of a sudden you're able to go up and down the field on them. So why weren't you doing this all game, huh? Why is it all of a sudden so easy to go up and down the field now that the game is about to end? It's because the defense is letting up and they're giving them no resistance. That's what's going on, guys. It's, you know what I mean? It's not that Mahomes is so great. Like, he's a great player. Like, I'll give him that. He's a good quarterback, but that's not the reason why it happened. It's because the defense, it's part of the script. They had told to not play properly. I'm going to get in Bosa's ass tomorrow. Nick Bosa, I'm going to go hard on him tomorrow in that breakdown, guys. Like, he literally was throwing this game left and right. Like, he made some good plays earlier in the game, but that might not be on the breakdown. All we're going to see are his blunders. And boy, were they blunders. We're going to rip him a new asshole. Like, the NFL is so rigged and scripted, guys. It's not even funny. They gave the Niners a few bones. They gave them that, the fake field goal, the record long kick, the 55-yarder. So they gave him a bone. Oh, you got a record. Woohoo. Yay. And then the fake horse collar tackle, it wasn't even a tackle. He like tugged on it a little bit and let go. So that was stupid to give him a first down because they knew the Niners were going to have trouble getting yards and first downs. So they had to help them to make it more interesting and more people watching the game, you know. And then the fake intentional grounding, you know, Mahomes flicked it. He was out of the tackle box. He rolled out. He flicked it out. There was a tight end running up. I think they said it was Noah Gray. You could see him in the screen, the red guy. As long as he's within the vicinity, the ball doesn't have to hit the line of scrimmage if there's a receiver in the vicinity, and there was. So they blew that call, but they were clearly trying to keep it close because if they really wanted to, the Chiefs could have really pulled away on this team. Remember when Pacheco fumbled that ball earlier in the game? I have a video of that. That was a fake fumble. He was leaving the ball out. Instead of holding it high and tight, I wish I had a football on me. You're supposed to hold it high and tight like this. He was holding it out like that so a defender could hit it and it falls right down because your body's not there to hold it. When you hold it high and tight and someone tries to punch at it, you know what I mean? There's nowhere for the ball to go. It's stuck. You know what I mean? So he was not holding it properly. And McCaffrey did the same thing on his fumble, holding it out like this, basically waiting for someone to hit it out. We do those drills in football. We call it the fumble drill, where the runner it's a drill where the runner runs out and they'll hold the ball out waiting for you and the defender, you run out and you'll strip it. It's called the strip drill. That's what they were doing, guys. They were literally doing the strip drill in the middle of a Super Bowl. Like, I couldn't believe it. But football fans don't know that what type of drills we do. If you don't play football, you don't really know that's a drill. You just it just looks like a guy running the football because you're not going to see the intricacies, little things like that, like arm movements. Normal people don't notice shit like that, but me, I notice every little thing. I notice if you're taking the wrong step in the wrong direction. I notice if you're not hooking properly. I notice literally everything that most people won't even ever notice in a lifetime. So, like, I'm just a once-in-a-lifetime generation type of person that notices this type of shit. But let's see. There was, what else do I have written down? Mahomes, he was not pocket progressing in the first half like we saw in the overtime. In the overtime, that's Mahomes. That's how he normally plays. But we didn't see that all game until the fourth quarter and then the overtime. Uh, the Chiefs tackles, they weren't getting depth in the first half. I noticed that, so they were allowing Boza and those guys to get the pressure to look oh so great, to make it look like, oh, Mahomes beat this great defense. They were so amazing. He couldn't get away from them, and then he figured them out. Yeah, I know. Come on. It's the same story. What else did I have written down? 49ers seemed to be wide open on intermediate routes in the first half, and it seemed like the Chiefs were leaving them open. Uh, the fake personal foul to give the 15 yards. Uh, that was to help the Niners. Remember that where the defender, I forgot who it was. Did a stupid penalty. He just tugged on his jersey. He didn't have to at all, and he gave him the first down because Brock was struggling to get yards. Let's face it, guys. When the Niners were on offense, unless they were handing it to McCaffrey to break a run, or it was like a trickery play, a gadget play, you know what I mean? They weren't doing anything with Brock. Brock wasn't really. He completed a few passes. I'll give him. He got some passes to Ayuk on some in cuts. He had a few, but he was wide open. You know what I mean? But when guys were covered, blanketed, he couldn't get the ball and throw guys open. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he's not that type of guy. And you got to understand, this is a business. Business. This is a business. So the Niners, they're gonna look for a new quarterback, guys. So if you think Brock Purdy is the future, you're out of your mind. He was Mr. Irrelevant for a reason. They tried to prop him up to make us all believe in him so we can think he had a chance to beat Mahomes, but this was not going to happen, guys. Like I told you guys, it's about the face of the league, and it's Mahomes. He's the face. It's not Brock. Now the Niners are probably going to get another quarterback, guys, because they're going to need someone that's better or on the level of Mahomes, someone that can handle that moment, someone that the NFL can market. And until the Niners get that, guys, they're going to continue to just coming up short. I mean, that's not a terrible thing, but that's part of the script. That's part of the rig. So it's great. Before it was great to be a Patriots fan. Now it's going to be great to be a Chiefs fan. You know what I mean? And in another 10 years or 15, whenever Mahomes is gone, it's going to be another team. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, guys. You're going to have to wait. If you're still an NFL team fan or a fan of a team, you're an idiot for one. But if you are and you're not a fan of the Chiefs, you're just going to have to wait your turn. You don't know when it's going to be, but whenever Mahomes' turn is done, it's going to be someone else's turn. I don't know, but what else did I have? Illegal man downfield, Niners first down. They did that before, yeah. And then Pacheco, we talked about Pacheco. Oh, actually, no, this is the second half where Pacheco, he dropped the toss. They lost 12 yards to start the second half. They're down, what was it, 10-6, right? I think it was. Or was it 10-3 at half? I forget. Either way, you get the ball at the half, you're down, and you start off like that. Like, come on, man. You're clearly trying to make the Niners look great and make it look like a struggle. And then Mahomes threw that interception on purpose, guys, because there was a prop bet, guys. The prop bet was, will Mahomes throw an interception or will Christian McCaffrey score a touchdown, guys? So most people picked Mahomes not throwing an interception. So a lot of people lost money on that because McCaffrey ended up scoring. Or, wait, no, excuse me. It wasn't McCaffrey. It was Purdy. Excuse me. It was one of those two. I forget. I got to go look. But I know it was either Purdy or McCaffrey scoring a touchdown or Mahomes throwing a touchdown or throwing an interception. It was like, which one's more likely? And they had to pick one of those two. I forget which player it was on the Niners. It was one of those two, though. I know for a fact it was one of those two. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm saying, so Vegas got their money in different ways. So it doesn't always have to be the spread, guys. The spread is only one way. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, more of the money was on the Chiefs on the spread. But guess what? There's the money line, right? There's the over/under, and I think Vegas won on both. So you know what I mean? Vegas made out great. And the prop bets, and then now all the money that the Chiefs fans just won on those bets, they're going to go right to the casino with that. So Vegas just wins all around. All they had to do is give away the money line. Or not the money line, the point spread. They lost on the spread. Oh, well. Give the fans a bone to get that back anyway, and then we win everywhere else. That's how Vegas does it. You know what I mean? And I told you they would do that. I was like, don't get so caught up in only the spread being so heavily betted on, because there's other things, and then there's futures bets too that were on the Niners. So that blew up in a lot of people's faces. Debo Samuel's, the fake hamstring injury, I thought that was going to play a part. I wrote a note on that, but he was a non-factor in the game. I don't even think he did anything. I think he had like a couple like screen passes. So this just tells they have a quarterback problem in the Niners country, guys. Brock Purdy, he's like game manager isn't going to be enough. You're going to need a guy, and he's just not that guy. Yes, he can run this team good enough to get you to the NFC Championship game, but he's not good enough to beat Mahomes, and he's not gonna be. Like, I think we all can see that, man. Unless, like, let's just say the Chiefs didn't do all those stupid penalties to help them, the fumbles and all that other bullshit. The Chiefs should have destroyed this team, guys. With all the help they gave, it was rigged and scripted. They kept the game close, guys. I called it all out. We're gonna break this game down when I get back from work tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And then we're going to start our new content right after that the next day. Or maybe actually the day after. I think I might be busy that next day. But if not, we'll start that next day. What else did I write? 49ers weren't running the ball in the first half at all. Like, really. And then the second half, they didn't really. And then they started later in the fourth. That's when they got their other field goal. What else? When Jennings scored that touchdown, I was like, there's no way. They're letting Jennings score. Like, there's no way the Niners are winning. They're not going to let Jennings be one of the stars. He's not a big enough star. That's when I knew the Chiefs were winning. Because there's no way that Jennings scoring a touchdown and passing for one is going to be the star of the game. How can you market him? He has red hair, and he's a black guy. And you know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. 49ers wanted... excuse me, what did I write? 49ers wasted. What did I write? Alright, we'll forget about that. I guess it was one of those things where I was writing so fast and something must have been going on. But I'm trying so hard to figure out what the freaking hell did I write here? Whatever. The scripted punt return fumble. Everyone in the stupid comments, oh, we hit off his leg. No shit, Sherlock. But stop acting like that's supposed to happen. No one's supposed. Like, why are you even that close to the ball? Why are you so unaware of where the ball is that the ball even hits your leg? That's not something that should even happen. That's not supposed to happen ever. So, like, for you to even be, like, the smart guy, like, thinking you're so smart, oh, it hit off his leg. Like, shut up, dude. You clearly never played football, or at least special teams. You're supposed to look at the ball and see where the ball is. And especially, I know he was yelling fire or get the fuck away from the ball, and they still weren't. So I know for a fact he was doing it on purpose. And we know they control these footballs. They have the technology to do it. So if you stay in the vicinity, they can make that thing go right to you right after it bounces on the ground. Because footballs can bounce any direction, theoretically. So they can do that. You know what I mean? So we got to stop acting so stupid and surprised when shit like this happens. Like, it's rigged and scripted football. Like, what are we doing here? 49ers, they started leaving Chiefs wide open in the second half. In the first half, they were all locked down. And then they made an emphasis to tell us Mahomes crossed 300 yards. They're trying to make him the MVP. I don't know if he is yet. We can check that in a minute. I'll check that in a moment. But this game is so rigged and scripted. I literally called out the winner before it even happened, guys. I was using Madden, guys. I've been using Madden for years to call out the champion. And we did it again. You know what I mean? This is, fifth year in a row? They can't get more rigged and scripted than that. And I bet Madden will give us the champion again next year. Assuming they're not listening and switch things up next year. I mean, I don't know, 6 times the charm? Who knows? What else did I have written down? I've crossed out the 49ers are not playing to win. Because you know what happened was, it was that 3rd and 2, and they didn't get it, and it turned to a 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, and then they went for it, and then they got it, and I crossed it out. I was like, all right, fine. Because at that point, I was like, all right, are the Niners like going to turn it around here? But they weren't playing to win at that point. Like, so they converted a fourth down, but they really weren't playing to win. I mean, it looked like the Chiefs weren't at sometimes, but really the Chiefs were just keeping the game close. Because they, you know what I mean? The Pacheco fumble, they were in the freaking goal line area. They were inside the 10-yard line. He fumbles the ball. You know what I mean? That could have changed the momentum right there. And then all the other guys, man, you got to understand the Chiefs were keeping it close to make it a good-looking game for Mahomes to look like he fought through a good game, because it doesn't look as great on your what's it called, your legacy, if you just blow out a team. Then it looks like, oh, your team just beat them. You know what I mean? It's like, but if it's like a three to 10 point win, it's like you eke this out, man. You battled it out. You know. We don't talk about that Super Bowl with the Seahawks versus the Broncos, right? Because that shit, no one gives a shit about a blowout. We're not going to talk about that shit. Why would we? We only talk about close games. But we're not going to talk about this one because, you know what I mean, nothing historical happened. It was just Mahomes beating a team that didn't have a quarterback that was good enough to beat him. Let's just call it what it was. Uh, they left too much time for Mahomes on the clock. Right when they made that field goal and left, what was it, like a little, like 2 minutes left, I was like, all right, Mahomes is winning. Didn't we all feel it in overtime when they did that? I was like, you guys aren't scoring here, all right, so you're not going to score a touchdown here? So you're not going to score? All right, so then I guess we all thought at that point Mahomes was winning. I think that's the consensus. Like, if you thought the Niners were going to win after kicking the field goal, you're seriously, like, you got to get your head checked. Because it was too predictable at that point. Yeah, and then the Chiefs' fake defensive holding call to make it even more interesting. Remember, it was, what was it, in the beginning of the overtime, guys? It was third, and I want to say in forever. It was third and like 20-something, maybe 25, or somewhere between third and 15 and 25, guys. And then this dude literally like hug tackles this guy in midair in front of the referee, guys, with the pressure almost in Brock's face, and gives him a new set of downs, literally. That could have been the ball game right there. So they gave him a fresh set to just make the building, to build the anticipation, you know, to let the Niners go down the field, get more yards for Brock Purdy, you know, and then get the field goal to make it seem, oh my God, there's pressure, oh my God. No. And then they come down and they beat you, you know, so Brock comes in 255 and a touchdown. Mahomes 333, 2 touchdowns, and then that fake pick where he floated it up in double coverage. He never does that. Whenever he throws a pick, it's usually a rigged one. Because whenever Mahomes winds up and turns and throws, it's because he sees someone and he doesn't miss throws. He's that accurate, guys. Like wherever he throws it, that's where he's intending it for it. He's intending for it to go. He's not like you and I, where we throw a bad ball and it's like, oh shit. Like, but I'm actually pretty good at throwing passes. But the average human is not good at throwing a football. So like if an average human is throwing a football, it's most likely not gonna come out well. But with him, this is what he does. Like, you guys gotta understand. Like, soccer players, like when they kick a ball, wherever they kick it, and like kickers too, like they can put the ball wherever they feel like, you know what I mean? It's like literally like placing a cup on a freaking counter for them. It's the same equivalence, I'm saying. Like a golfer, like whatever like sport they're in, whatever, like a hockey player hitting a stick with the puck or whatever, like it's like a science to them. Like it's like riding a bike to them. That's what you guys gotta understand. So Mahomes, he killed them in the running game. It was mostly because of Nick Bosa, guys. And we're going to rip his asshole tomorrow. He literally was crashing inside all game. It was annoying. Kelsey, we knew they were going to leave him open a bunch. And they had Kittle have a quiet game. I knew that was going to happen, guys. Because Kittle isn't the golden boy. Kelsey and Mahomes are the golden boys, you know. And I told you, they're not going to let Taylor Swift be on screen to lose. Too much money in it. They probably made an agreement with her. Like, she wouldn't sign up to lose on screen, to sign up with a loser. Like, you know what I mean? She's an entitled white girl. No offense, but that's just true. She's an entitled white woman in America. Like, she's not going to sign up to lose in the Super Bowl and look stupid on TV. And I said this already. I'm not surprised by this, guys. That's what it is. Then you guys shouldn't be either. I've been screaming to the rooftops this stuff. If you listen to me, you got a layup, guys. But I'm about to go to bed. I got work tomorrow, guys. Stay safe. Get ready for the breakdown tomorrow, and then new content after that. And yeah, if you made money, I'm happy for you. If you didn't listen, maybe next year you'll listen to me.